Hey, Rayo, you look a little bit scrawny, my boy. Thank you to our final patrons, Strawbones, Royal4765, Midnight Gemlord, Sean, and Artgoon. And a very big thank you to our $25 patron, Alex Ice Rose. Now, we're on this breakdown / live reactions to chapter 207 of Blue Lock. Please remember to leave your comments on the chapter in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, hit that little notification bell to miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below. You support Rizzo as $1 month, thanks to videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as little as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Now, let's hop into the live reaction. What's up, guys? Other here, and here we are to do a live reaction to chapter 207 of Blue Lock, which is known as Two Pairs. And honestly, if what I heard about this chapter is true, I'm gonna like this chapter. You know what I'm saying? But enough of that. Let's hop right into the chapter itself. Editing me. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, I do in fact have it on me, and I keep it on me at all times. But considering this is in fact, what is this called? Oh yeah, peak lock. I assume this blade would be drawn. Most likely. I'm sorry. I read peak every week. I can't help it that this is like literally a top 3 new gen. Like, I don't wanna get any MHA fans down my back, but you know, may have been kicked out. Nah, we'll see. Let's hop right into it. It's still crazy that they could draw this. Like, Ray was like, what, 16? 15? Do I actually have my Googler? I do have my Googler on me, so we're going to find out how old Rayo is right now. Googler, I summon thee to use your ultimate power. Googling. All right, how old is Rayo? No, internet, don't fight me like this. How old is Rayo? No, not Rayo Speedwagon. Rayo. Blue Lock. Bro is 17. I believe the age of consent in Japan is like younger than that though. Or no, yeah, I think so. So, I mean, do what you will, Rayo fans. But jeez. And can we talk about how skinny my boy looks? Like he looks like he kind of needs a meal. Like no offense, he looked, but then again, I think I may be getting it conflated. I saw Rayo in the anime, and like when they did the bathhouse scene, everyone was just way more jacked. Like, Kunigami's always been jacked, right? Like, don't get me wrong, bro's always been jacked and juicy. But, like, even Rayo was looking extra buff there. It looks like he's much skinnier here in the manga. Like, his legs are built, because obviously, soccer player, shock horror. But still, bro looking a little bit scrawny. And it is kind of crazy how he just jumps in. Like, dog, how deep is that bath? I don't think, I don't think the bath is really that deep. I know he hit his feet on the ground. I remember when I did that, like, I straight leaped into one of my friend's pool. Like, they had a pool. And I straight just, and I jumped in, and then I didn't realize that I wasn't on the deep end, and my feet just immediately right on the ground. My feet hurt for the rest of the day. Still a good time, though. And of course, now he's just like, oh no, my ego's gone. My beat Isagi. I don't care about being the best striker. I've fallen off. L plus ratio plus failure. No. I mean, I still like Nagi a lot. In fact, I'm literally working on. I have so many. I have like 26 Blue Lock videos planned. Yeah. You heard me. 26. I just need to sit down and record them. I was gonna praise Nagi, and I still will, but now I'm also going to have to not praise Nagi. I'm gonna have to critique him, but let's see. Maybe this chapter will change that. This is just very interesting. Like, usually you don't see Nomura drawing stuff like this, so it's always interesting to see them go out of their like comfort zone. Like, what is this? What is his face? Where are his nostrils? It looks like it's. I don't blame him. It's a weird shot to draw because you essentially have to draw this coming out of water, no less. So obviously these are very like unusual positions for him to draw these characters, and still it's good. It goes to show you how good of an artist Nomura is. Let's see. Why, hello there. I'm now a player worth 40 million yen. Rayo, you could probably buy like 10 of you. I don't know. Maybe that's just like me integrating myself into the family too much, but like I always believe that Rayo's like that rich, like that proper rich, like that big money rich, like that money rich. Like, he could buy Blue Lock if he wanted to, because like his family, the Mikage Corporation, is what's providing the translators, right? Like those live translators that are able to translate German, French, well, they're Spanish, like they're translating everything in real time to Japanese. Like, to the point where there's no input delay. Like, these people are able to just respond as if they were all speaking the same language. That's money. Like, we don't have that technology in our world. Think about that. And then again, Blue Lock has had random moments of, like, extreme technology. Like, that whole opening training section for the Neo Egotist League was also pretty bonkers. Like, they literally had, like, floating platforms and stuff like that. So, obviously, don't get me wrong, there is some crazy stuff in this world, but Rayo comes from that. Bro got mad bang. Let's see. Congratulations. Yeah, look how disinterested Nagi is. He got what he want from Rayo and he doesn't care anymore. Rayo, you're literally being used and abused, bro. Get your own ego. But let's see. So, Nagi-sama. I mean, I get it. It may just be a friend. But then again, I've called my friend Sir so-and-so. Sir. Or like, if I'm being dramatic, yeah, I guess if I'm being dramatic, I've called them my lord. Or when I think they're being over dramatic, I'll be like, my apologies, my lord. I did not mean to insult you in your splendor. But I've never, like, genuinely gone out of the way and been like, Lord friend. Like, never. I don't know. Maybe I'm not good enough of a friend then. Maybe I just am not that tight of an individual where I'm like, yeah, I'm not ever calling you Lord. I'm not ever inflating your ego that much. Let's see. How does it feel to be valued at 88 million yen? Rayo, that's disgusting, dog. This is your bath water. Don't ever do that. Then again, I guess, like, I will, even whenever I'm in a pool, even still at my old age, I'll still be like, yeah, and I'll hit you with a wave of water. So, you know, I'm not much better. Let's see. Imagine you just drown Nagi. Like, straight up, haha. And then Nagi was just that would be such a dark ending. There's no way Blue Lock would do that, but imagine just, oh no, I got rid of Nagi. And then he's like, wow, you did? Now I'm number 3. He's happy because he levels up. That'd be crazy. Let's see. To be honest, I still can't wrap my head around it. Besides, we lost the game. So why are you so giddy, Rayo? That is true. I kind of suppressed that too. That's another reason. Nagi's way overvalued. I get it. The one shot he got, the one goal he got was bonkers, but not 88 mil off the first game. Like, I can get Baro scoring a hat trick and winning your game essentially by yourself. We haven't seen the game. We don't know how it went. Obviously, you know, the defensive wall was going bonkers, but still winning your game with a hat trick solo by yourself against a pretty solid team that had already proven itself to be pretty solid. Sure, it lost the BM, but everyone loses the BM. That's pretty bonkers. Like, that actually is kind of crazy. I can get why you get 100 mil off that. That's like primo top of the line striker stuff. But one goal and you lost, but you're now ranked number 2, 88 mil. He's overhyped. He's definitely overhyped. Let's see. Oh, it looks like my treasure hasn't seen it yet. Here. See, like, I don't know. Hold on. Let me take a sip to this. Hold on. Let me ponder as I take a sip. Drink water, kids. This is water. Sponsored by water. No. But the thing is, right? No, but I've already done so many critiques of Rayo's character. Like, I don't like how he's over-reliant on Nagi. I don't like how he's so subservient to Nagi. I don't like how he's... I mean, like, I just don't think it's a healthy relationship. Like, like, calling someone your treasure. I mean, I get it. You know, the Rayo Nagi fans are foaming in the mouth, salivating, loving it. The Ragi fans, y'all are going nuts. I get it. And I'm happy for you. Take whatever you want for your own desires and run with it. But even then, if that were the case, right? Like, say these two were getting up in each other like that. That sounds so wrong. But if say they were like that, I still wouldn't consider this a healthy relationship. Nagi uses Rayo and Rayo uses Nagi. And like, I mean, I get it if you want to boil down like all human interaction to that. We all technically use each other. But I think it's just in a super unhealthy way. Like, the way Rayo just completely sacrificed himself the moment Nagi asked him. He put up barely any resistance. Like, he fought it for 5 seconds before he was like, my master, Nagi, my treasure, he wants me back. I've been waiting for this thing. Like, dog, I don't know. I don't think that's healthy. At least not to me, right? Like, yeah, there's just no way. I don't know. Rayo, I saw someone claim that Rayo's like the best written character in the series, and I don't see it. I really do not. and maybe I'm just a Rayo hater. I know I'm like, then again, there's like, it really depends on where you like look in the fandom. But Rayo's a pretty popular character. People really like Rayo. So I think I'm weird. I think I'm the outlier that I don't like this character. I'm trying to think. There's never necessarily, even when he unlocked the copy power, because once again, he couldn't stop hopping, twisting, spinning, bopping, like everything all over Nagi's meat for his entire character arc. I don't know. I kind of never liked him that much, especially considering, like, and notably, I love copy abilities. I love stealing other people's powers. I think it's a really cool thing, especially in something like a sports manga where you literally just can do that. Like, unlike in something like MHA, where to steal someone's power, you need to literally steal their power. You can just copy techniques here, and I like that in framework, but I just don't like Rayo. So even when he got that ability I usually like a lot, I never necessarily rocked with it, because Rayo had it. And Rayo just ain't all that to me. He ain't all that. Rayo fans, tell me why you like Rayo. Tell me why you like Rayo down below. I want a full, in-depth answer. No, I'm kidding. But, like, I do want to know why Rayo fans appreciate Rayo. Because I've never actually seen someone, like, I've just heard, and to be fair, I haven't looked too hard. So I'll probably do some actual research into it. But I've always heard people say they like Rayo, but I've never heard any reason why. I'm not saying that you need reasons, like, Isagi is one of my favorite characters. I don't necessarily explain why. I just think he's goated. Nah, but he obviously has reasons. I could tell you why I like Isagi. I literally made a whole video on why I said I like Isagi. So technically, I do have my reasoning out there. But Rayo fans, explain yourselves. Let's see what he's showing. I'm assuming it's all the tweets and stuff like that. Your super goal is already blowing up on every social... How'd you get your phone? You did not score 10 goals, Rayo. How'd you get your phone back? Did Ito not take them away? And why do you have your phone in the bathtub, dog? I mean, knowing Rayo, it's probably a waterproof phone. So never mind. Let me watch my tone. Let's see. Your super goal's already flowing up on every social media and news outlet. You're famous. Oh, that's kind of... You know, I always make jokes. Like, I mean, I'm definitely, like, disconnected from modern social discourse and vocabulary. But I'm pretty sure Lit is old. Like, older than me. No, not older than me. I'm old. So I can't say that. But, like, I feel like Lit has fallen out of the common discussion. Or, like, a common usage of the... He's literally doing his hair. See, I don't even blame you, Rayo Nagi people. Like, at this point, I don't entirely blame you. Because it's not like Nomura and, I always forget the writer's name. I believe Kaneshiro, Muneyaki Kaneshiro. But I'm not sure off the top of my head. But it's not like they don't feed y'all. Like they give y'all everything y'all could want and dream. Like these two, he's literally doing his hair. Like I'm not saying y'all Rayo Nagi fans don't have any like support. Like put this in any other context. I don't know. I've never. Then again, my hair's never necessarily been that long. The longest my hair has been is like. So reasonably, I could never do much with it. But like I've had friends with long hair. Never, ever have I ever sat down and done it for them. Blow dried it, conditioned it. I've never done that and don't plan to. So I can definitely see how the Rayo Nagi fans are low-key salivating. This chapter really for y'all. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. All y'all Rayo Roggy fans out there. Let's see. Dude, get more excited. But we lost. Yeah, you did. Ballistically, too. Like, your star player didn't even get to score. I'm talking about Chris, by the way. Obviously, not he scored. Let's see. And who cares about that? Who cares about Isagi? He didn't even mention Isagi. He didn't even mention Isagi. He did. See, Ray, you want to talk about living in somebody's head rent-free. All Nagi said... Oh, okay. Oh, wait, never mind. Isagi is mentioned. Never mind. I was about to say, you want to talk about living, but even still, instead of it being Rayo having Isagi living in his head rent free, Nagi, even after beating it. So this may be a good sign for his ego, right? Like, since he lost the game, he's still like, yo, Isagi may low-key still be better than me. Like, he did legitimately shut us down the moment after we showed off against him. But that's the thing. Isagi's literally living in Nagi's head to the point where Nagi's like, despite being worth 88 million, the second most valuable player in all Blue Lock, despite scoring a 5-shot revolver volley, a super goal that's blown him up not even nationwide, worldwide. Bro's literally probably even more than Baro. Well, we don't know. We haven't seen what the general news reception is to Baro just yet, because we haven't even seen Baro as of recent. We just seen like images of him. He's still thinking about Isagi. Like, that's the main thing on his mind, that he lost to Isagi again after quote-unquote beating him. So hopefully this is a revival of Nagi's ego. Let's see. And who cares about Isagi? What matters is that we show that we can compete against the world. I, as your wingman, I can't wait to see you become a global superstar. There, hair's dry. Thanks, I'm thirsty. I know some of the Ryo Nagi fans out there are thirsty, and they're getting some liquid. They're getting some liquid. Like, y'all are giving each other some liquid. They're getting some liquid right now. They are definitely drinking. But that's crazy. Like, Ryo is legit a servant. Would y'all, like, legit question from me to you. Like, would y'all even really want that out of a friend? Like, notably, maybe just because I never grew up in that world or environment, but I don't even like the idea of having servants. I don't know. Like, one, because I like to imagine I'm remotely self-sufficient. I like to imagine I can take care of myself if a need comes down to it. Like, I can buckle down and take care of things myself when I need to. I like to imagine that, for one. And for two, like, it's just like an unbalanced relationship with another human being is something that I don't like. And then, to be fair, there are always unbalanced relationships in our lives. Like, you and your boss do not have a balanced relationship, no matter what. Like, they are literally your superior. They choose whether or not you get to eat that week because they decide whether or not you get paid or you continue to work at that establishment. You will never have an even relationship with them until you are A, on their level and out of their control, and or above them. But even then, the relationship isn't even anymore because you're above them then. So there are definitely uneven dynamics, but like specifically with friends, like I don't ever want to be the boss of my friends. Sure, I would like for them to take some of my advice if I think they're going into a bad situation, stuff like that. I would want to be able to help them, advise them with whatever experiences I have, but I wouldn't want to like, I don't want a servant. Like he looks just like Ness in this image too. That's weird. But like, I wouldn't want that. I'd feel bad. Nagi doesn't care because Nagi, this is gonna sound bad, but even back before his like fall off, and I feel like I'm saying it too. Fall off is harsh, but like even before his fall from grace, like Nagi did just use Ryo. This has been like a lasting part of their relationship. Ryo carried him around. Ryo fed him. Ryo did all of this just for Nagi, and Nagi just uses and abuses it. Nagi's not a good person. He's cool. He's amazing. He's saucy. He's super trap star. All that. Really, really cool. But even still, as much as I don't like Ryo for being so subservient and not willing to exist on his own, Nagi is also a pretty terrible human being when you get down to brass tacks, at least I think. I don't, like, if you were being treated by your friend like this, having them do everything for you, having them carrying you around, having them be your hype man, and the most you gave them was like a fraction of attention, a fraction of respect. Like, I don't think I'd rock with that. Let's see. But truthfully, I can't really picture myself becoming the world's best striker. And see, this hits extra hard because of episode Nagi. Because what do they say? What does Nagi say in episode Nagi, chapter 1? Oh yeah, I can see it easily. There's no need for me to come here. I can already see it. It's light work. But now, after growing in Blue Lock, after facing Isagi, he personally believes that he couldn't do it. He can't picture it anymore. So by growing stronger, he became mentally weaker. That's very interesting. It was the ignorance of the task before him that allowed him so much confidence early on that he was willing to look ego dead in the face and be like, dude, that's light. You took the best striker, easy. Dude, it's a literal joke to me. But now that he could literally, like, this Nagi would absolutely body bag his previous self. Unbelievable. He would body bag arguably his second selection self. That's how much stronger he's gotten. Ironically, he could probably body bag his U20 self if we're being completely real. But despite getting that much stronger, literally power cliffing himself, and he was already a crazy player at baseline, he now believes that he can't do it. It goes to show you how much that false win in that defeat against Isagi, in the end anyway, after quote-unquote beating Isagi, that defeat, it's really sticking with him now. It's really giving him perspective on life. I like that. Delish. For a long time, I was playing for the sole purpose of beating Isagi. Man, this coffee milk is fire. Okay, to be fair, I do say that. Like, I will say, like, yo, this heat. No, this is hitting different. Like, I do say that in common vocabulary. So that's fine. That's right. That writing's fine. That moment, I was so happy. It felt like I was in a dream. Yeah. I mean, I can imagine, right? Then again, I guess that's why, personally, let me think. Even in, like, the two things I was most, like, intensely competitive with, like, three. It was Fighters, Smash Bros, and track and field. I had a guy in track and field that I was clawing to beat. I was so desperate to get on the 4x1 team. That may be a story time for another time. But I was desperate to beat him. Once I did, though, I wanted to get the next guy. That was just me. Like, I wanted to be faster than the next guy. Even though the guy I wanted to beat, and even another guy was relative to, when I surpassed him, that didn't, like, I was happy. I'm just glad. I was on the 4x1 team, but I was like, not fast enough. And I kept going. Me and my homie, who played Smash, we played maybe, like, at least 100 sets over the course of our lifetime. When I mean sets, I mean, like, first to threes. Like, legit. And these would be down to the wire matches. So usually a set would be like 5 matches. We played hundreds of them. I won a lot. He won a lot. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Despite beating each other, despite it being like our dream for me to prove that Sonic was better and for him to prove that Mario was better, we never stopped. We never stopped hungering. We kept going for it. Even in Fighters, there was this one dude who it was just so hard for me to beat. And once I finally beat him, I was like, all right, let's do it consistently then. Let's get better. Let's be better than the next. So I guess there's just a difference in mentality between me and Nagi. Where, like, he got so consumed by happiness in that moment that he was willing to just give it all up. Like, we literally saw his ego die. We saw the darkness within him fade away into the light of a dream. Meanwhile, people like Isagi, people like your boy. No, I'm kidding. Me and Isagi's on a higher level than me. But, like, people like that, different. Hunger for more consistently, which could be a good or bad thing. Sometimes you don't want to be consumed by your hunger. You want to be able to control your hunger in a positive direction. Don't overeat. But let's see. So I think it's impossible for me to quickly aim for becoming the world's best. I'm not a motivated guy to begin with. Interesting. He is introspective enough to know that. He's like, dude, I'm really not about that life. Just not me. Interesting. I see. If you look at it in terms of flow, the challenge to become #1 is too difficult, so anxiety is winning out. Well, it's a lack of motivation more than anxiety. Interesting. So, ironically enough, he's more so in the boredom range. So he actually is, now I think about it, he is kind of like his chapter 1 self. If we're going to take his words at face value, he's like, oh, this is just too easy. Or he's disinterested in it, and thusly he's in the boredom state instead of the anxiety state, so he's missing flow regardless. Okay, then let's adjust the challenge a bit. Since becoming #1 is too difficult. Huh, that's right. Didn't you tell me before that that you didn't want to work if you could help it? Yep, I just want to play video games. Me too, Nagi. Me too. Let's shoot for earning 300 million. What? Huh? If I remember correctly, the average lifetime earning of a Japanese male is around 300 million. Lifetime's earnings? So KAISER's making, that goes to show you how bonkers KAISER is. Because his base salary right now is 300 million yen. He's 3 borrows worth. He's worth 3 borrows. And that's when he's just being casual. Notably, we have not seen we've seen him enter flow. At least to me, the black eyes always, or the black Skeller, they always mean flow. At least in my own interpretation. That's what they mean. So we've seen him enter flow, but we've never seen him sweat. We've never seen him properly struggle. Even when he went up against Prince, he was struggling, but he wasn't like giving it his all still, even then. So we've never seen like a full, nothing held back, full limitations off Kaiser. We've never seen that. So it's entirely possible that bro could just be a monster. Like he could really just blow someone out of the water. So Nagi to reach Kaiser's level, I think is kind of impractical. Kaiser's just different. Like Metavision plus Kaiser impact plus his physicality plus all that. I don't see Nagi becoming that. I legitimately don't. Let's see. If I remember correctly, the average rating of Japanese male is 300 million. Oh, here it is. That's why we're going to go wild in the Neo Egotist League. Out of the English. We're going to go wild in the Neo Egotist League and raise your value to 300 million yen. They have 3 more games. That's highly possible. Let's see. If we do that, then we have enough money for you to never work again. We'll grab all the money we can get from those money-loving. Sorry. We'll grab all the money we can get from those money-loving capitalists. Rail, you exist because you are from a money-loving capitalist family. The only reason... Ooh, jeez. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Whew. Ooh. 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 Feels weird. Jeez. Sorry. Rail, the only reason you exist is because you're from money-loving capitalists. Watch your mouth like that. Let's see. Only then we'll be able to attain true freedom. This is the pleasure of being a world-class athlete. No, it's not. You aren't free. You still have to work and train and do all that. You aren't free, Rayo. What do you think about that, Nagi? Going after 300 million? Sure, that seems doable. Still, it's been a while. Yeah, he's still not interested. His ego's dead. His ego's straight up dead. Kind of reminds me of how we were when you first asked me to play football. And look at that. All the way back then, he was still just a servant. That's crazy. I don't think I would become this passionate about something. Thanks, Rayo, for introducing me to football. Okay, that's nice. At least, I mean, I still think it's low-key manipulative, but still, it's nice. It's good that now you feel somewhat thankful to Rayo about something. Eh? You dying or something? Well, his ego's dead. Part of him died. Let's see. I'm not dying. You got some terminal illness? I told you, I'm not dying. That's understandable, though. Nagi's never seemed like the kind of guy who would talk about stuff like that or be thankful for anything. Nagi's a very selfish person, which works, you know, land of ego and all that. But still. That was some uncharacteristic of you. I freaked out a bit. You matured, huh? Don't know about that. I just said what I thought, that's all. Yeah, makes sense. That means we're still not finished yet. This is just the beginning. We'll use Blue Lock to win a spot on the national team. Then we'll lead Japan to victory in the World Cup. So Nagi, it would be undeniably hilarious. It would blow my mind. It would be buku bonkers, as the kids say, if they just didn't make the team. I know it's so unlikely. These characters, regardless of my feelings about them now, are so unbelievably popular. Like, Nagi and Rayo are constantly in the top 10. I believe when they do popularity polls, they are both consistently in the top 10. That's how popular these characters are. But can you imagine, due to Ego looking at them and them failing the test? Like, Ego straight up said this is a test for their ego now. Or at least Nagi's ego. He didn't even acknowledge Rayo, which is crazy to talk about, or crazy to think about. But he didn't even acknowledge Rayo. But with Nagi, he was like, yeah, that fluke goal, that sleeper goal that killed his ego is a test. If he can revive it, then he's good. But if he can't, this is GG. Because realistically, I'm assuming in the World Cup, Metavision is going to be much more common. Which is why Isagi still needs to raise his physicals. Metavision isn't enough. Even his protagonistic amped Metavision is not going to be enough. So he's already going to have to amp himself drastically for World Cup tier fighters. Or World Cup tier players. So if Isagi, who at the point that we saw him in the Manshine City game was physically drained and overall not that physically peak, is able to shut these two down, their wombo combo, just like that, what do you think world-class players are going to be able to do? Like proper monsters and beasts with Metavision running around consistently. There's going to at least, I think now that it's been introduced, there's going to be at least one person with either A, Metavision, or B, pseudo-Metavision like Rayo developed. And if they could be shut down like that, Ego's not going to find them that useful. He may just cut him. Like, let me think. A hypothetical team. Especially if Shido manages to get under control. We haven't seen him yet. But if Shido manages to get under control, Shido, Rin, Isagi, likely Corona, because Corona's proven himself. Shigiri's also proven himself. Kurigami, because I doubt Ego's going to waste the wild card. Gagamaru, obviously, for goalie. Karasu still probably has the insane ball control, so he's probably needed. Bachira, no doubt, you're going to need Bachira. I think if Tokimatsu gets an Ego amp, you're going to use Tokimatsu now, because he could definitely be useful with his physicals. And then 11, maybe Nagi. Maybe. But even then, I think someone... Oh, no, Baro. You're going to have to use Baro. Bro has already proven himself. He's hat trick level. So that's 11 players that you don't need. And of course, I didn't like think constantly how you're going to build the team. And then again, you have Aiku now. So you're literally, you have extra players who would probably go on before them for a defensive wall. Like the Aiku, Nico, and RU defensive wall is too good to not have. Like legitimately, Aiku as the center defender, Nico as the left, and RU as the right. Too solid of a defense. Way too solid. With Gagamaru in the back. Meanwhile, you can actually have like 3 supporting midfielders. You could have Bachir, you could have Hiyori, and you could have Corona. Dog, I legit think these guys just don't bring enough to the table. I may have to draft. I'll see. It's gonna be early for a draft, obviously, because we haven't seen all the teams play. But if I were to make a draft of my own U20 team, now that we've seen what little we've seen of them, I think I will do that. We'll see. Just be yourself. Let's do it. Become the world's #1. That's not how that works. Sure. Let's do it. Yeah, this is definitely... He's dead. Like, he failed. I don't know. Unless he gets sparked up again, I don't see him doing it. Because he looks so disinterested. He's doing it because Rhea wants to. That's it. They're literally back to where they started. It's ironic that Nagi brought it up. It's very ironic that Nagi brought it up. But they are literally back to where they started. And that was not a healthy place for either of them. Maybe a GG. Oop. Germany Stratum Monitor Room. Sorry, these are little holograms, bro. What kind of money? I know they got money, but what kind of money does Blue Lock have? Shouts to Ness, though. Ness is cool. I like him. Alexis Nexus. I almost said Alexis Nexus. No, Alexis Ness. He actually kind of low-key built like Ness, too. Like, I bet if Ness were to take the hat off and you were to, like, level him up with the more level art, this is what Ness would look like. Let's see. I admire your dedication to the game film, but you're stressing out your eyes, Kaiser. Here are your blue light glasses. Kaiser, just wear my glasses. Actually, you know what? The thing is, I'm nearsighted. Fun fact. So I don't actually need glasses for the most part. For a majority of my daily life, I don't even wear my glasses anymore. Because I'm always like, I literally sit in front of a computer all day. I don't need glasses. I will probably need blue light glasses eventually. Like, I'm assuming my eyesight is consistently deteriorating from sitting in front of a computer all day. It's just natural. But at least for now, I'm good. So me and Kaiser, we are kind of the same. Kind of the same. Though it looks like he's likely farsighted, which makes sense. You know, Kaiser Impact is probably best that his eyes are trained for long distance in comparison to short distance. Here are your light blue glasses. Or blue light glasses. Once again, this is ironically enough, this is a very similar relationship to Rhea with Nagi. So it's interesting that this follows it up. Oh, thanks, Ness. That's one of the things I like about you. Your subservience. I mean, to be fair, Kaiser kind of like that, bro. Like, you know, Kaiser gets all the German back. Like, bro, look at bro. Bro is saucy with. He got the tattoo on him too. You know Kaiser gets him like that. You know Kaiser be like that. Let's see. It's one of the things I like about you. Oh, thanks. You know Ness wants to be one of the German baddies. like I'll admit, I definitely, like, all the Ness fans, and or not even Ness fans, the people who clown on Ness for being like an absolute Kaiser toe sucker, I don't blame y'all. I would literally be blind to not see it. And I may be blind in many ways because I am literally nearsighted. But still, even that, I can see what's really going on here. Like, bro is literally blushing from some praise from another full-grown man. You know what it'd be like. Hey, Ness, I crushed all the guys that dared to stand in my way. Yes, I know. I watched, and I made sure they never found their bodies. Okay, Ness, I'm going a little bit too far. Clueless rookies, second-rate veterans, fading superstars. You could say the only time I'm truly happy is when I'm destroying other people's lives. I forget where I saw it. I think it was in some edit. But someone literally said Kaiser is Blue Lock ideals, and he is. Sure, he's the most toxic variation of them. Like, legitimately, he crushes others and uses them for his own gain. But truly, he is an egotist to the ultimate degree. Like, beyond a shadow of a doubt. If you were to look up egotist in the dictionary, even more than, like, characters like Noel Noah, the only person who may rival Kaiser in terms of, like, sheer egotisticalness that we've seen so far, at least, is very likely Luna from the World 5 and or Prince. That's about it. These guys are definitely up there in terms of I will manipulate the game and everything about the game for myself. For I matter above anything that you could physically muster. You simply inferior creature. And I love that. I don't know. Like, Kaiser does it so well. I love Kaiser. So he's probably, out of all of Isagi's main competitors, out of Baro, out of Rin, out of Achira, out of all of them, I think Kaiser is my favorite because he just brings something so good to the table. But him, the player proclaimed to be Japan's newest super ace. When I first saw him play, I thought it was just another insignificant scrub. And I don't even blame him for that. Like, his performance in the first game was pretty bad. Like, I'm working on a ranking of, like, each of the players in their respective game. And in the first game, Isagi, he really wasn't all that. So I can't even blame Kaiser for really thinking that, because he didn't pull out much. All that for one assist. All that for a drop of blood, really? Like, what was he really pulling out? But in Manshine, once he got Metavision, once he watched Kaiser, he really did turn it up. Like, he was straight up. Even though Kaiser had better physicals, through his spacing and his spatial awareness, he was literally showing up at the same point as Kaiser. He outplayed Kaiser. He was legit just there, despite being literally Kaiser cut in half. Maybe cut in a third. I think Kaiser's way better physically than Isagi is. But even still, Isagi was still just... Hi, I'm here too. It's crazy how much it was keeping him. So I can definitely see why Kaiser, a guy who probably doesn't have that happen unless you're literally fighting like the world masters. You're fighting the second best striker in the world or the best striker in the world. I highly doubt that he's faced anything like that before, which is cool. In that last game, Isagi Yoichi definitely surpassed my expectations. Why do you think that is? That's just like, what about me, Kaiser Senpai? When am I surpassing expectations? That's because he gave a turn to score and prove that he's stronger than you. He's delusional. From a striker's perspective, no one would say Yoichi's better than you. What? I know that already. Did he straight up throw his martini in his face? See, like, I can't... To be fair, I don't think Kaiser views Ness as a friend. I legit don't think so. But even still, I refuse to be disrespected like that. Like, especially remember when Kaiser straight basketball palm Ness's head? I'm not letting another full-grown man do that to me. And to be fair, I do know a guy who is a friend of mine who is, in fact, 6'7" and like 300 pounds of pure muscle. If he were to basketball palm my head right now, there's not much I could do about it. But I think I've built up enough of a repertoire with him that he knows doing that would not end well for either of us. Because I'm not going down without a fight. I'm going to go down, obviously. I'm not winning that fight. He is, once again, 6'7", 300 pounds of pure muscle. But even still, I refuse. You're not having kids. You're not having kids. If you ever basketball palm my head, you throw your drink in my face, I am not tolerating that level of disrespect. I don't care how much. Like, say it was the woman of my dreams. Say it was the perfect woman for me, but she disrespected me like that. Like, she threw her drink in my face. Dog. When I'm attempting to support her, no less, I'm not gonna do anything to her because I don't believe in violence against women. Call me traditional, call me old-fashioned. I do not believe in that. I will run if I'm ever in a violent altercation with someone of the opposite gender. I will legit just run because I highly doubt you're catching me. I may not be as fast as I used to be, but I'm still pretty darn fast. So I will just straight run. But still, I'm not gonna tolerate that. I'm not gonna stay in your same vicinity. I'm not gonna be your bootlicker for something like that. You weren't throwing drinks in my face. I'm sorry. I refuse to take that level of disrespect. But Ness probably licked his lips. He was like, oh, that was an indirect kiss from Kaiser. Like, I bet bro was just down for it. Let's see. I'm asking why Yoichi still dares to defy me, an absolute talent. I showed him the vast difference in our strength. I know I broke him several times, but this guy keeps getting up like a zombie. Yeah, that's the best part about him. The fact that he keeps getting up. Kaiser, you know you like that. You know you rock with that. You know you're rocking with that. Because, like, it does take some nerve. It does take some gall to, like, literally get the snot beaten out of you and be like, we're back for more. Like, legitimately, like, I know it takes some extra determination to be like that. Because, heck, I've even had people where, like, I've beaten them a lot. Like, straight up, there was one friend of mine who, when we always played Smash Bros, he was a Toon Link player. I was a Sonic player. Despite him having projectiles, despite him having a much better range game than me, despite him having disjointed projectiles, I would beat the snot out of him. I would annihilate him, like, 8 times out of 10. Legitimately. We did have some close sets on good days, but usually it was, if you were running bets, if you were to do a probability scale, you would usually bet on me. If I was playing Sonic and he was playing Toon Link, we were both playing our 2 mains, you would bet on me. I was him relative to him. But even still, he kept getting back up. He kept running it back. He kept improving the ratio. That's how different he was. That's how he was able to come back. Despite how many times I beat him, he was willing to come back. And that was me at that time. I was once again Isagi. There was a time when I didn't know how to play fighters. I'm sure I still barely know how to play fighters now. But I didn't know how to do combos. I didn't know how to super dash. I didn't know nothing. I would get abused by one of my friends who had introduced me to the game, and I love Dragon Ball, so he introduced me to the game, and he absolutely knocked the taste out of my mouth. But I kept coming back, and now I beat him consistently. So it goes to show you, it takes a different level of determination. It takes ego. And I think Kaiser respects it. Like, even though he seems angry about it, I think right now he's super intrigued, because it's probably a first for him. No one usually gets back up after being crushed, but now someone has. It's as if the more obstacles that are in his path, the more excited he gets. That's usually not always fun, but it is fun to have obstacles. That's when he just wipe himself off. And then he manages to clear them by the skin of his teeth. He's absolutely twisted. That's not the thought process of a normal person. He's become a game master, disguised as a fool. Once again, I like that. Kaiser, of all people, and I'm assuming, like, look at how he's treating Ness, his #1 wingman. He is literally a person who will crush you. He will disrespect you. He will legitimately abuse you. Like, look at what he does to Ness. Once again, palming somebody's head. But if you can prove yourself as someone worth his time, if you can prove yourself as someone worth his effort, someone worth his respect, you'll be put up there. Even if he'll, like, backhand compliment you. He literally says Isagi is disguised as a fool. He still respects the fact that he is a game master. He is a player worthy of him. And that's interesting. I always say those are the kind of people you want to bond with the most, because they will push you the most. Like, those people who would disrespect you if you gave up, but you don't, and you keep going for it, you want to be friends with those people. Because as much, it sounds bad, as much as they may, like, be a menace, a demon, and a monster to other people, they usually, you can get a lot out of them. Because there's a reason they're like that. Whether it be because of their natural talent, or usually in real life, in common life, it's their hard work ethic. Get people, know and bond with people like that, because you'll go a long way, even if you're just chasing their coattails. But let's see. But that doesn't change the fact that you're still stronger than him. Tell me, Ness, why did I decide to come play in Blue Lock? Well, either to prove your Noel's equal when you're playing alongside him, or use the Neo Ecosys League auction system to win an even bigger offer, and use it to force your way out of BM. That's an interesting drawing of Ness. I'm not sure why. I think it's just the coloring. It's very, I don't know why. That drawing stands out so much. I think I'm going to draw that. I've always wanted an image of Ness to draw, and I think I may draw that one, even though it looks so different from the regular Ness. I love how his hair is so fluffy. Well, let's see. That's interesting, though, that Ness thinks either he wants to prove himself as an equal to Noah, which is impossible. He's, like, Kaiser wasn't even in the top 5. He's not a world master. And 2, he's playing under Noah. Presumably, if I had to take a guess, in the dark, I'd say Noah is Kaiser's Kaiser. If Isagi is Kaiser in the Noah-Kaiser relationship, I'm so stupid. Essentially, the chain goes Isagi to Kaiser, Kaiser to Noel Noah. Isagi literally even mentioned that. Noel's too far ahead of him. He cannot use him as an ideal to chase. That would not put him into flow. But chasing Kaiser can. Just like Kaiser chasing Noel Noah can put him in the flow. So I'm interested. Let's see what he says. Correct. Anyone with half a brain knows that BM's Noah's team. It's a Noah-centric system. I'm just a secondary character. Right now, it's impossible for me to become the world's #1 strike. Oh, so interesting. So he is essentially trapped. That's why, to boost my brand, I decided to play in the Neo Eaters League. And now that sacrificial fool has grown to exceed my expectations. If I can devour all his meat, all my global brand will skyrocket through the roof. Interesting though. But like, I guess it's just like the popularity thing right now. Because look at Nagi. Nagi's overvalued because of his one super goal. So if Kaiser can style on the new heart of Japan, the new jewel of Blue Lock, then of course his brand would skyrocket and he could get his own team. Interesting. Finally, you're finally big enough to eat. So wrong. I can definitely say why people say Blue Lock is sus, because it is. Whoa, I'll slay you. I'll skin you alive. That's wild. Excuse me. Oh, that's bonkers. Kaiser, he's really lost it. I love it though. I love it. More interested in someone other than myself. Yoichi. As Kaiser shouts his desire and plots to destroy Isagi, a jealousness seized fury. Infighting within BM intensifies. Who will ultimately win the power struggle? Chapter 208, 100%. All right. Once again, it's peak lock. Are you really shocked at this point? Like, I feel like I just gotta start drawing the blade at the start of these chapters. Peak lock has not missed. I've done what, like 20 live reactions? It hasn't missed once. It has not missed a singular time. Every other series has missed. I think 4 Nights has missed for me. And yeah, 4 Nights has definitely missed for me. I'm thinking of chapters right now. JJK. Okay, JJK also hasn't necessarily missed for me. I'm just inconsistent with it. But JJK is also rarely missed. So I can't really say JJK has missed. But JJK and Blue Lock. I think I may have to put them up there as my top two new gen mangas simply because they have never missed. MHA has missed for me. Black Clover has missed for me. 4 Nights has whiffed for me. Like, they're manga that have whiffed. Not Blue Lock. I'm loving it. It's peak lock. I call it peak lock for a reason because it literally is just peak. Simple as that. However, that's what I think. Please, what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure the little notification will miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also I do a Patreon down below. You support as low as $1. Count them $1 for exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Now, thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off.